Hello, everyone. I'm excited to present my project to you as a part of the OLS 9 cohort under the title of Accelerated and Open Computing for Unprivileged and Minority Students. My name is Mirta. Currently a postdoc at Medical Physics Unit at McGill University in Montreal, Canada. This is a project, part of the Champions Pilot Program of DRI-EDIA within the Digital Research Alliance of Canada that I was privileged to take a part in. So I would like to start by sharing a little bit of my OLS journey with you. As a part of a medical research community, we often rely on proprietary software and commercial devices. And often it would seem that the goal of research or software um, process is to commercialize and maybe not provide open access. However, being a part of this cohort, I was made aware of different licenses under CC BY and what I could consider when making my data and code available to the broader community. So I wanted to thank you for that. And also in my last manuscript, we made the research code openly available, except for some proprietary vendor files. And so I would say that being a part of this cohort has significantly impacted my understanding of open science and my considerations in certain ways I can implement those principles. And while I'll still have some reservations concerning some aspects of open science, I've made significant progress in my practice and understanding. So I would like to talk a little bit about the accelerated computing project that I proposed. And so the goal of the project was to bring the high performance computing resources to unprivileged students. But also following the prompts in OLS 9 issue checklist made me make changes in the original project itself. So I would say that it went from DRI project to the open DRI project. So I started thinking how I can implement some of the open science policies within the project itself. So I would like to introduce the repository to you here. It's publicly also available on my GitHub. So I will demo it for you just shortly. Um, So now you're seeing the GitHub for my project. It's called Accelerated Open Computing. And we're here looking at the roadmap for this project, explaining the vision is to bring the HPC skills and resources to unprivileged students and those who need access to those. And so for the milestones of this project, we underwent phase one, which is designing the survey, distribution of that survey among the students. And so the survey is publicly available. The link will be provided in the presentation, and you can check that. So we need to seek the REB ethics approval and distribute that survey to assess the level of competence our students have with regards to high performance computing. So phase two and three would be designing the in-person workshop and executing that one with a guest speaker. And we're looking forward to that shortly in this semester. And so going back to my presentation, I would like to show a certain aspect of open science I've implemented in the survey. So now the survey contains the open science practices section that we would like to assess to which degree and whether our students are familiar with the principles of open science. So for example, we have a question here: when conducting research involving high performance computing or general computing, how often do you use open science software tools? And so students can indicate whether always, often, sometimes rarely, or never. We would like to also assess their attitude towards science, open science policies in research, whether they fully agree with implementing open science approaches or they strongly disagree. And even more than that, what are the challenges, if any, that prevent them from adopting open science principle in their computing work? Or possibly they're concerned about their intellectual property, lack of knowledge or training in open science. Maybe they have limited access to those tools. Maybe they have time constraints. Maybe their project leaders are against that, and we would like to gain that information at our institution. And so practically, we also ask them if they make their data or code openly available and which platform do they use, whether GitHub or GitLab, Zenodo. And so it would be very valuable to see the responses to this survey and what the students' attitude and practices are when dealing with open science. So for the future steps, we will proceed with the milestones for the main DRIA project and include hopefully an open science info session as a part of the in-person workshop to educate and advocate for open science practices. When possible, I also want to opt in the future for open source instead of proprietary code. And so staying connected and spreading the word even after being a part of the OLS 9 will be an important goal. So I want to thank you for this opportunity. Special thanks to the organizers, Malvika, Taj, and everyone who was a part of the team. I want to thank my mentor, Aman Goel. I want to also thank our small group members, Vincent and Emily, for working together. All the Open Science Gardens, skill up sessions, mentor-mentee calls. It was an amazing experience. Thank you for all the resources, for all the invited speakers. And mostly thank you for communicating the value of using open science and open computing approaches.